Hello, I'm Natalie and welcome to my channel. This is my channel Natalee, where I talk about all of my creative endeavors, currently focused on knitting and pottery. So I have a fun video today. I thought it would be fun to share some of my past pottery and knitting projects and kind of pair them together for a couple of different reasons. I thought it would be fun to just kind of give you a perspective on my design language or my creative viewpoint. Because I just started sharing content recently, I don't have a lot of examples of my past stuff, so I thought it would be fun to put that into a little capsule project and pair some of my knitwear with some of my pottery based on the vibe that they're giving. So that's the first part of it. The second part of it is I think that there's a gap in the YouTube space around styling knitwear, and that's a piece of content that I want to make in the future. I've been watching fashion YouTube since I first started watching YouTube, and I actually started a YouTube channel in 2016 and posted one thrift haul video and a styling my thrifted finds video, and I kind of want to dive into that space a little bit, but focused on styling knitwear. So there's a little piece of that in this video, not a ton, but just putting an outfit together to show you the piece and how I would wear it, and if I have worn it. So that's the second part. The third part is, as a creative person, I'm constantly evolving and growing and learning through creating, and I don't often get a chance to look back on my stuff and formalize what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to critique some of my past stuff as a way to move forward and get better, because we're all just learning and growing. So yeah, that's what I have for you. So let's get into it. Starting with my Norma sweater. I knit the sweater in October last year with the Berocco vintage chunky yarn, which is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. And it's actually pretty soft. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm pretty sensitive to wool, and this is a pretty soft combination. The colors I used were Dove as the base, Indigo, and Sapphire, I think. There are a ton of blues, so those are just my best guesses, as I don't really have solid notes on them. I had some issues with my gauge for this piece. I don't think I knit a gauge swatch at all, just kind of went for it. So the pottery that I paired with this is actually a little duo of bowls that I have. The clay that I use is just a speckledy clay, and I wanted it to be a clear glaze with just a pop of color rim. And the only problem with these is that in the studio where I glazed them, somebody had mixed the white stir in with the clear glaze, and so it kind of created this frosty effect when I wanted it to be pure clay. But I use these all the time, and they're solid bowls. Moving on to my cozy gray and orange colorwork sweater. This is the Northern Augustins #1 by Anne-Sophie Velling. I used the Plymouth baby alpaca worsted in the colors light gray and harvest. This is super duper soft. I believe I even held the yarn double, so it's a pretty heavy fabric, which is one of my critiques and something that I'm learning as I do more and more projects. But I love how the color work turned out, and I'm really proud of this one. For the pottery that I paired with this, it is my prized possession, an iconic Natalee bowl. I mentioned in my last video how I love bowl meals, and this bowl is for sure the perfect bowl for a bowl meal. I painted some pansies and leaves in red all around it and filled some of the leaves and stems for some contrast. And I love how the sweater and the bowl look together. They both kind of look really complicated, but if you break it down into little itty bitty steps, the process is pretty simple, which I thought they worked pretty well together. Next up, we have my Zakuri Cardigan by Noriko Ichikawa, which I wore and talked about in my first podcast, so just some quick highlights and learnings. I knit this in the polka dot sheep yarn Snow Ghost Sport in the color Nightcap, and I held it double, which created this beautiful variegated texture. I just love this cardigan so much. It's so soft and fuzzy, and the color is so pretty. I paired this with another pottery favorite, which is this funky splattery bowl. This is Elmer, my puppy's primary water bowl. He's a Cocker Spaniel, so he has beautiful dangly ears, and the way the bowl tapers in just allows his ears to stay on the outside of the bowl and not get wet, which is just perfect. I'm going to try to make more bowls like this for him. I love how this bowl and the cardigan paired together. They have this like pastel-y base with a subtle but interesting texture and pattern. So next up, we have the first sweater I ever finished. Wow, amazing. I knit this black cardigan. It's actually cardigan number 7 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, but is it? I don't have too many notes on making this, but I used a secondhand cotton chunky yarn, I think. I'm sure my gauge is way off, and it's a little too short, and the button band isn't perfect, but I wasn't expecting it to be. I'm just going to thank this little guy for getting me into knitting and allowing me to feel the joy of a finished object for the first time. I paired this with my little black flower mug inspired by Ruth Easterbrook. I mentioned this cup in my last video, so we won't talk about it too much now, but it's a cute little pair. Last but not least, the grand reveal of my completed Olga sweater, aka my Blues Clues sweater. This is a whip for my last video, and I'm happy to share it's now complete, and I blocked it. I'll hold for the applause. Thank you, thank you. I'll talk about this more in my next podcast, but she's cute and she's comfy. I knit it with the Malabrigo Verano in the colors Rain and Phthalo Blue. And for the pottery piece, I paired this with a cute little stripy plate with a thicker rim. This is one of my first experiments with an underglazed colored pencil, and I loved how it turned out. I made this in a time where all over Pinterest there was just blue and white striped bedding, and I was obsessed with that, and apparently still obsessed with blue stripes. And that's a wrap. I hope you liked this cross creative project lookbook look back thingy-me-jiggy. I had a lot of fun making this and seeing how my work kind of paired together. I have a lot more knitwear and pottery pieces that didn't make it into this video, but if it's well received, I'm more than happy to do another one because it was pretty fun. And again, thank you so much for the positive feedback on my last video. I'm really looking forward to sharing more with you all, so thanks again. Yeah, I'll see you again soon. Thanks.